The snow fell in thick sheets. It was December 23rd. A cold, unforgiving night had settled upon the small town. The wind howled like a banshee, rattling the windows of Ellie's cosy cottage. Inside, a fire crackled in the hearth, casting flickering shadows on the walls. But the warmth of the fire did little to dispel the chill that had seeped into Ellie's bones. The snowdrifts piled high against the door, a stark reminder of their isolation. The phone lines were down, cut off from the outside world. Ellie was alone, truly alone, with her young daughter, and she was afraid. It had started subtly, a creeping unease that clung to the edges of her thoughts. Ominous messages appeared on her phone, each one colder and more menacing than the last. "Beware the hunger," they warned. "It walks on the sixth night." She dismissed them at first, attributing them to a cruel prank. But as the day wore on, her fear grew. The messages became more insistent, more real. There was a feeling of being watched, a presence just beyond the periphery of her vision. A shiver ran down her spine, despite the warmth of the fire. The hair on the back of her neck stood on end. Something was wrong. Terribly wrong. The warmth of the cottage, usually so comforting, felt suffocating. The cheery Christmas lights strung around the room seemed to mock her fear. The smell of gingerbread cookies baking in the oven did little to soothe her nerves. Every creak of the floorboards, every gust of wind against the windows sent her heart racing. Outside, the storm raged, mirroring the turmoil within her. The wind seemed to whisper threats, the bare branches of the trees clawing at the windows like skeletal fingers. Her home, her sanctuary, felt like a prison, and the predator was still out there, watching, waiting. Fear was a powerful motivator. Ellie, driven by a mother's fierce love, sprang into action. She bolted the doors, reinforced the windows with heavy furniture. She gathered blankets, food, and water, creating a makeshift safe room in Lily's bedroom. Every action, though fueled by terror, strengthened her resolve. Lily, her precious daughter, remained blissfully unaware of the danger. The innocence in her eyes, the trust in her small voice when she asked about the storm, tore at Ellie's heart. She would protect her daughter. She would keep her safe, no matter the cost. Section 5. The shape in the storm? A shadow passed by the window, a grotesque silhouette against the swirling snow. Larger than any man, it moved with an unnatural fluidity. Its eyes, two glowing embers in the darkness, seemed to pierce the walls, searching for them. Ellie's breath caught in her throat. This was no ordinary storm. The hunger had arrived. It circled the house, slowly, deliberately. The creature's heavy breathing was audible even over the wind, a rasping, guttural sound that sent chills down her spine. A low growl emanated from the beast, a sound of pure hunger and malice. It was the sound of a predator, savoring the anticipation of a kill. Section 6. Clawing at the walls. The first blow came with a sickening thud. The creature slammed against the front door, the force of the impact shaking the entire house. Ellie cried out, clutching Lily to her chest. The little girl, startled by the noise, began to whimper. "It's okay, baby," Ellie whispered, her voice trembling. "Mummy's here." But even as she reassured her daughter, Ellie knew her words rang hollow. The creature outside was relentless. The pounding on the door became more insistent, each blow threatening to splinter the wood. Scratching sounds emanated from the windows like claws on glass. They were trapped. Section 7. Stand against the night. Terror threatened to consume her, but Ellie fought it back. She would not break, not while Lily needed her. She grabbed a heavy fireplace poker, her hand trembling around the cold metal, her heart hammered in her chest, a frantic drumbeat against the silence between the monster's attacks. "You want her?" Ellie whispered, her voice raw with defiance. "You have to come through me." She knew it was a futile gesture, a meager defense against the horror that awaited them. But she would not go down without a fight. She was all that stood between her daughter and the nightmare. Section 8. Until Dawn's Light. Time lost all meaning. Every second stretched into an eternity. The storm raged outside, mirroring the battle within. The creature continued its assault, relentless, hungry. But Ellie held her ground, her fear replaced by a primal need to protect her child. As the first rays of dawn pierced the darkness, the creature outside let out a frustrated snarl, then silence. Ellie lowered the poker, her entire body trembling with exhaustion. She was alive. They were alive. For now. Section 9. 6 days gone. Exhausted but unable to sleep, Ellie cautiously approached the window. The storm had subsided, leaving behind an eerie silence. The creature was gone. But the messages on her phone remained, a chilling reminder. 6 days gone, it read. One more to go. The hunger was not sated. It would be back.